What is up? So, for today's video, we're going to be talking about why I'm still a Christian and my testimony as well. So, I was actually a little bit hesitant on making this video because part of me thought, oh, like my testimony is stupid. Like, I've never actually gone through anything crazy, so my testimony doesn't have any substance. But I came to the realization that nobody's testimony is stupid and I'm going to talk about it. So, yeah, I kind of have like multiple testimonies, but I'm just going to be talking about one of them today. So, yeah, let's get into it. So, my testimony. I don't know why I keep putting it in air quotes, but yeah, I don't know where to start. Like, so basically, I've been a Christian all my life. My mom has always had us say our fathers before we go to bed. When I was little, I used to have a devotional. I would read it every night and stuff like that. But when I got to about 10 years old, I started playing serious travel basketball and travel softball as well. And when it comes to the weekends, we have tournaments, and the tournaments conflict with church. And so we literally just stopped going to church. And I'm not blaming this on my parents. I'm not blaming it on anybody, but I was kind of glad because as a kid, I used to think that church was boring. And I mean, if you're watching this, you know, like if you're little, just sitting through a church service it's low key. When you're a kid, it's boring. But now that I've matured a little bit and I actually take the time to listen to what they're talking about and preaching in church, it's not boring, and it never was boring. But I didn't know that at the time. But yeah, basically we stopped going to church, and so I stopped reading my Bible as well. And so I was just basically a lukewarm Christian all the way up until now at this point. Fast forward like 2 years, COVID hits. And so I'm about 12 years old and I'm sitting here scrolling through TikTok, right? And this is like, I don't know, this is like my first part of my testimony where like I actually started reading my Bible. And I actually have like, I've had this Bible for about like 5 years, and this is all old stuff that I used to read. Like all this stuff in the pink, because I used to have a pink crayon, and I used to lay in my bed and read the Bible and highlight verses that I love, and I'll always go back to these. But all the stuff in the pink, it's all old. But like now, I highlight with a pen, or not highlight, but I box it. But all the stuff in the pink is like from when it was COVID. I was scrolling through TikTok. I was doom scrolling, and I was literally doing nothing with my life. And I kid you not, I just got a wave of straight Christian TikToks and like videos where they were being like, "Oh, if you're a young Christian girl needs to sit here and watch this video," and it would be like it's like stuff that's literally just sent from God. And I know it might sound stupid. Oh, it's a TikTok, it's TikTok, but God can come to you in different ways, and I think that was the way that God was trying to speak to me. But yeah, so I started sitting through and watching the videos and stuff and realizing like, wow, like I've actually strayed away so much these past few years. And I was a little intrigued because I used to think that it was boring, but sitting through the videos and like finding a way that God is interesting to you, I feel like that God came to me through the videos to show me a way where I could actually be interactive. And I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm not really good with words right now. It's about 11 o'clock when I'm filming this, but yeah, that was the way God was trying to come to me and speak to me, was through the TikToks, because that's all I was doing was watching TikToks. But yeah, so I used to read my Bible during COVID and stuff, and then I just stopped. Like I literally just stopped when I went back to school. So fast forward to about literally now, um, about 3 months ago, I was playing high school softball, and I just got such a wave of like unmotivation because, mind you, I want to play softball in college. I work hard at the sport. It's like honestly the only thing that I truly think that I'm good at, and so it's like softball is like my passion. And so I'm grinding. I'm going to the open gyms. I'm lifting weights every day. I'm going to the gym every day, and I'm getting ready for high school softball season. And so I've moved from I'm a junior right now, so this is my first year on varsity. And so I'm playing or whatever, and we start the season, and I sit on the bench, and I'm just sitting, and the coach never puts me in, and it's like I was working hard, I was working hard, I was working hard, never put me in, and so I was like I just shut down, like I literally just shut down, I stopped trying, and so our field, this is like kind of a side part, but this is like a crucial part to the story. But basically, I stopped like carrying the equipment. Like I literally just stopped. Like I shut down. I was rude to people. I was rude to people. I was cursing at people. I was just being like such a buzzkill for no reason because I was just upset about that one little thing, and I let that one little thing, all the anger from that one thing of me not playing and me sitting on the bench, I let it bleed into other aspects of my life. And I would come home mad. I would go to bed mad, and I wouldn't even seek God. I would literally just like I'll be like, I don't know why this is happening. Like I'm working hard. I'm working hard. And when I like shut down, I stopped trying at practice. I stopped helping with the equipment. I started being rude to people. I just like completely shut down. And I went and talked to my dad about it. My dad was like, "You can control how you practice, and you can control how you act." And I was like, "Dang, like you're right." And I saw a video, and it was like, there are things that you can't get through without God. And I just thought, I was like, dang, like I'm not gonna be able to get through this like wave of unmotivation without God. And I started reading my Bible every day. I started getting up early and going to the gym every day before school. And I feel like having that foundation of just, with me, it was seeking guidance through God because I was just lost. I didn't know what to do because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna work so hard at this and this is just gonna all go my way. But things don't go your way if like, I don't know how to explain it. Not everything is gonna go your way. And when that happens and you get upset and you feel like, dang, like this world is betraying me, or like, oh, my plan fell through. You have something to fall back on, and that thing you're falling back on is God. And that's what I came to realize, and that's like where I am today. So yeah, enough yap about my testimony. I have 5 verses of about why I'm still a Christian. So yeah. Okay, so our first verse is going to be Romans chapter 5 verse 8, and it says here, "But here is how God has shown his love for us. While we were still sinners, Christ died for us." So through this verse, I've realized that the reason I'm still a Christian is because God's love isn't based on my performance, because I'm a sinner, everyone's a sinner, but it's based on his grace. And it says here, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Even when we fall short or feel unworthy of God's love, Jesus' sacrifice remains the foundation of my faith, because I know that even if I do sin or unfortunately fall into sin, it's forgiven because Jesus died on the cross for us. So, yeah. Okay, so our second verse is going to be Philippians chapter 1, verse 6, and it says here, God began a work in you, and I am sure that he will carry it on until it is completed. That will be on the day that Jesus Christ returns. So through this verse, I know that God has a plan for me and that he's not done with me. The faith that I have is evidence that God is still working on me and that he's not done with me. And even when I'm struggling or when I'm going through stuff, God is not done working on me. And I feel like sometimes I'll think, oh, why is this happening to me? And then I snap back into it and be like, oh, it's all a part of God's plan. Not to go on a whole other tangent, but I just want to say that this verse is another reason why I've come to Christ more recently, because you can't walk through life blindly. You can't walk through life without God. And like I said before, I made a video about this on my TikTok account today, but there are things that you're not going to be able to get through without God. Like, I cannot stress it enough. Whether, I don't even know. I can't even, I could go on a whole list of things that you're not going to be able to get through without God. So, yeah, I feel like God is just that backbone that you have that is going to keep you upright and help you to walk through life. Now we're going to move on to the third reason. So our third verse is going to be John chapter 6, verse 68 through 69. It says here, Simon Peter answered him, Lord, who can we go to? You have the words of eternal life. We have come to believe and to know that you are the Holy One of God. So this verse kind of just lets us know, and it literally says here, who can we go to? You have the words of eternal life. So this verse reminds me that I'm still a Christian because there's nowhere for me to turn to for eternal truth and eternal life. No, there's nowhere to go except to God. Like I said, Jesus is the anchor when you're uncertain. It literally says here, we have come to believe and to know that you are the Holy One of God. Who can we go to? We can only go to God. There's literally that's the only person you go to when you're seeking eternal truth and eternal life. So yeah, that's another reason why I'm still a Christian. And now we're gonna move on to our fourth verse, which is our second to last verse. So yeah. So our fourth verse is going to be 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. And it says here, we live by believing, not by seeing. So there will be times where you don't feel or you don't see God. But the big component in that is faith, and having faith that even when sometimes there will be times where you're praying and there's just so many distractions. Like, I don't know if you're watching this and you relate to this. There's sometimes where I'm in my car and I'm driving and I'm trying to pray. Like, it's before school and I'm trying to pray and I just can't focus. Like, I genuinely just can't focus. Like, there's so many different things on my mind. And there are times where I'll literally just call out to God. Like, even when I feel like there's nothing else for me to do, I'll literally just be like, Jesus, please, God, please help me. Because there are times where I literally don't know what to say. Real faith isn't about perfect feelings, but it's about trusting God day by day. And so for our last verse, I love this verse so much. Okay, so for our last verse is going to be Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1, and it says here, Family of Jacob, the Lord created you. People of Israel, he formed you. He says, Do not be afraid. I will set you free. I will send you by name. You belong to me. So this verse is just letting me know that I belong to God. Like I am God's child. And no matter how I feel or how much I've strayed away, like I said, I've strayed away from God. I've completely like strayed away from God. And even when I come back, he's so forgiving and he's so loving. And that's why I love this verse so much because no matter how I feel or how far I stray away, God's claim on my life is never going to change, and I'm still a Christian because God has never let me go. And like I said, I've strayed away, I've come back. He's forgiving, He's loving, He will always be forgiving because of Jesus' sacrifice on the cross. But yeah, that was basically my testimony and a couple of verses to let me talk about why I'm still a Christian. So yeah, have a blessed day.